the recent collapse of a portion of a roof at the Indira Gandhi International Airport terminal. This airport terminal is used for domestic operations, by the way. This collapse reminded me of my stopover at New Delhi, my recent stopover at New Delhi en route to Bangalore in the first week of April. Reading about the June 28th incident that caused the death of an individual and injuries to around 8 other people. It came as a rude shock months after a brief stop, a brief stop that offered passing glimpses of modern infrastructure at a sprawling airport. While presenting this piece amid yet another change of guard in the offing in Nepal, heart-rending scenes from our very own Tribhuvan International Airport played out. Among those scenes, in particular, the scenes from the chock-a-block smoking chamber. From that chock-a-block smoking chamber where migrant workers bound for different countries. Those migrant workers bound for different countries make their last frantic calls from their home turf to their near and dear ones amid a thick cloud of cigarette smoke. While our Neros continue to play the flute even as Nepal burns, our utmost duty is to not seek to douse the flames, to not seek to douse the fast spreading fire, but leave the motherland, the fatherland, and the ancestral land once and for all, if possible, for green pastures, right? Is that our only duty? At this rate, our patriotism will surely find space in the annals of history. Don't you think? What kind of demographic shift? What kind of demographic shift will this exodus bring to Nepal? Isn't it a question worth pondering? It should be for the policymakers, for the planners, for political leadership and bureaucrats. But not only should this question be confined, this should, like the conscious citizenry, also should ask this question to themselves before this country becomes devoid of the Nepalese themselves. I was talking about this exodus, this alarming exodus from Nepal witnessed daily at the Tribhuvan International Airport. Let me continue with that strain of thought, that, that train of thought. I'm sorry for a glitch over here. What kind of a demographic shift will this exodus of a restless people, what kind of demographic shift will this exodus of a restless people always looking for the proverbial land of milk and honey? What kind of this exodus, what this kind of exodus of a people always looking for that proverbial land of milk and honey bring to a country caught in the great Himalayan game, with its open borders exposing it further to serious risks from a restive neighborhood, seated uncomfortably in a region that has become a black hole for weaker sovereign territories. How will this country, made weaker and weaker and weaker over decades as part of a sinister design, how will this country survive an ever deepening crisis? Back to the alien corn that is witnessing, that just witnessed, that is witnessing, in fact, partial collapse of its infrastructure, old and new. India's premier TV channel, NDTV, reports under the byline of Tanishq Punjabi from New Delhi. In a report, it states 6 months after the opening of the Ram temple in Ayodhya, the first round of showers has caused heavy waterlogging in the temple town, raising questions over its swift and massive infrastructure overhaul. I'll just share this write up as well as the associated links in the description box. So don't forget to check that write up as well. And also, I request you to subscribe to this channel. As per that NDTV report, the newly built Path is a road. The newly built Ram Path in Ayodhya, which leads to the Ram temple, has suffered several cave-ins since seasonal rains hit the temple town. After potholes came up on the 14-kilometer stretch, authorities said they immediately got the road repaired to avoid any inconvenience for the devotees, as per the report. The report adds that the Yogi Adityanath government had suspended six civic officials over that incident of gross negligence. Reports in the Indian media also indicate that India's mountain states like Uttarakhand, which have been witnessing infrastructure development frenzy of a sort over the decades, over the years, they are at high risk. As per those media reports, land subsidence, land subsidence resulting from infra development works in the town of Josimat may have caused the collapse of several structures, including houses and a temple in Josimat. That's a town in Himachal Pradesh. In the midnight hours of January 2 and 3, 2023. We are talking not of Himachal Pradesh, but Uttarakhand. By the way, Josimat lies, it's a town that lies in Uttarakhand. This collapse, called the Josimat collapse, what does it indicate? It perhaps reminds, it is perhaps a reminder from Mother Nature and Father Sky to the whole humanity, to the whole of humanity. And what is the message? To live in harmony with them, to live in harmony with Mother Nature and Father Sky, instead of seeking to lord over them in the name of development. A major reminder came to Uttarakhand on June 16, 2013. That was when a cloudburst caused floods and landslides that destroyed several rural and urban settlements and swept away thousands of people. With an estimated GDP of $3.7 trillion, notwithstanding a considerable rich-poor divide, the world's largest, the world's fifth largest economy, equipped with robust state organs, including powerful defense security apparatuses and diverse human resources. That country, that India, is far more well prepared to deal with disasters, both natural and man made, than we are as a nation. Amid the rains, landslides, lightning, and looming threats of glacial lake outburst, floods, amid deaths, destruction, injuries, and missing reports marking what is a normal monsoon within quotes, that is, what is a normal monsoon for our officialdom, the political and bureaucratic leadership of this country, considered highly vulnerable to climate change impacts. This political and bureaucratic leadership of a country considered highly vulnerable to climate change impacts is seeking to build on top of fragile mountains reservoir based export oriented multi-purpose projects with water, energy, and irrigation components without taking into account the catastrophe, without taking into account the disaster, a spate of disasters such projects may bring to a people of an ill prepared, ill governed, and instability plagued country. Apparently, in this rigged system, the best lack all conviction, while the worst are full of passionate intensity. To rephrase W.B. Yeats, may Lord Pashupatinath and secular deities protect us all from supernatural, natural, and man made disasters. With this, I wrap up this edition of Soft Talk. I request you once again to subscribe to this channel, comment on our presentation, and press that like button. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening.